Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Emma, for those of you who don't know me. I am a therapist and intuitive healer and a spiritual guide. So in today's video I want to do my top 5 call it mental health recovery, but it is spiritual based. So if you've ever been through therapy, you will know most of the time it does not work, or you can end up in it for absolutely years. And the reason being is there is a lot more to healing than just the therapy side of things, just having a chat with someone. So we really need to dig deep when we're healing, especially when we're spiritually awakening. And, you know, if we want to truly heal from this forever and turn our lives around and change, which can be done. I'm a walking testimony to that. I'm a survivor of SRA and mind control, some of you might know. My memories only started coming back about 3 years ago. So I've been on my healing journey for quite a while, and that was kind of the last thing I had to deal with, really, all that coming up. So we need to connect to our inner child as well. We need to find why we're feeling the way we feel, why we're attracting the things we attract into our life. One rule of thumb is depression is normally about thinking about the past too much, and anxiety is worrying about the future too much. So in spirituality, we always encourage, or it is encouraged, to kind of stay in the middle as much as you can, balanced. So one way you can do this is, well, actually there's 5 ways. Well, there's more than 5 ways, but I'm doing top 5 for this video. So I do also have these in my group. If you're watching on YouTube, if you click on the link below and go to my profile on Facebook, there should be a link on there to the group. If not, you can contact me. But I will be redoing those videos anyway and getting them up on YouTube. But they're my 5 daily, the 7 daily practices that you can incorporate every day, and they go in a bit more detail than what I will be today. So yeah, you can head over to the group and get them, or I will hopefully get them up in the next week or so. So the first one I've put down is meditate and visualize. So you really want to get used to this. This is good for both healing and your spiritual development, your gifts and things, bringing them online. So with the visualization, you're creating a happy place in your head, somewhere you can go. So if your depression is particularly bad one day, or your anxiety is really bad, or CPTSD, anything like that, and you want to be doing this anyway, because that will help with all those things. But, you know, if you are having a bad day, then this is a really good one to find your sacred space in your head. So that could be your safe space. It could be like a beach, walking along a beach, sitting there. You might have angels at this beach. It could be up in the mountains. Really, it's wherever you feel you're most happiest and at home, if you know you could be there in real life. So you visualize that and you feel into that, feel as though it's happening right now, and that will help you calm down from everything that's been going on. And the more you do that as well, which is why it's one of my top 7 daily practices in the group, is because it's helping you heal from the depression and anxiety, CPTSD and things like that. So it's really good to kind of build into your safety net, really. Positive thoughts is another thing. So my other daily video I have is 3 things I love about me. So you can up these. You can do 1 if you know you don't feel you can find 3 at first, but you're going to build on that. So eventually you'll end up with 7 in a day maybe, or more even. So you're constantly changing those positive thoughts, and you need to get into the habit of when a negative thought comes up, or you're saying something negative about yourself, like you're a bad person, you're stupid, anything along those lines, you say delete, because you're cancelling that out. And I replace it with, and you replace it with the opposite, the positive. And just really get into the habit of doing that. That's also another really good thing that helps with mental health in general. You can say it into the mirror. You really need to start believing it, because you are an amazing person. Even if you've been through abuse, that's on the abuser, that's not on you. It's not because of anything you did wrong. So, you always need to remember that. And that's the good thing about connecting with your inner child, because you're like a mum now to that inner child that went through that trauma. So you can tell her or him all those things that you wish had been said to you. You can give yourself cuddles, which is also quite grounding as well. Well, it is grounding. So if you're having an anxiety attack or anything, you do that, you can bring yourself back into the room and ground again. So that's another good thing for that one. And again, the more you do that, it takes 30 days, up to 30 days, for a negative thought to be changed into a positive one. So obviously the more you keep doing this, the more you're going to change all those thoughts, which again will help with healing, depression, anxiety, things like that. But also your manifestations as well, because they're not going to work positively in your favour if you're always thinking the worst is going to happen. And that's what negative thoughts encourage, the worst, because it's your fears, what you're worried about. Another good one is focus. So if you are on a spiritual awakening, or you're interested in spirituality, and you want to incorporate these things into your healing journey, then focus is a really good one, and you can use anything to gain focus. Spirituality, learning all that, remembering who I am, working on developing my gifts and things, that's really what helped me pull me through, gave me hope, gave me purpose, something to be here for, made me realise that I'm not a bad person, and I am worthy, and I do deserve more than narcissistic husbands or anything. Focus is really good. When I was fighting for my kids with social services, child services, after we reported our abuse, my focus there was getting all the evidence, really, because they kept making accusations which I could easily obtain evidence about to counteract, which I did do. It gave me focus and helped me through that period, because it's hard. Finding your purpose. Obviously, like I've said, you're realising you're here for a greater purpose. What you've been through could be. So, this is the way I look at it now. I didn't at the time, and it is a process. You will gradually get there, if that's your belief. But finding my purpose, that's what really helped me, realising that what I went through was more like work experience. When I look at the bigger picture now and what I get to do and the kind of work I get to do, then I can look back on it like that. And that shows that you've healed as well, because you're not connecting the pain to it, you're not connecting your identity on it. Spiritual development, that kind of ties in with everything else I've been saying as well. And practicing your gifts. So, that's like ties in with the focus, and that's a really good one. That's what helped me, because it's when you're going into these memories and working through them and trying to heal from them, it can be a really dark place, and it feels like you're reliving it again. So it can help to have something like focusing on your gifts, or because we've all got them, even if you feel you haven't, if you start practicing and doing things you need to do, like breath work, which I do often in my videos, you will bring whatever your gifts are on. You know, if you're an empath, you've got gifts, you've got intuition, you can feel the energy in the room and stuff when you go in. They're all gifts. So yeah, you can practice, and that kind of helps give you a bit of what's the word, respite, really, when, you know, you're going through the dark night of the soul, the really tough times. So this is where I was going to touch on moon phases as well. I found the more I've gone along that my healing and spiritual development coincide with the moon phases. So when we're on a new moon, that's all about new beginnings, manifesting what you want, planting the seeds for what you want in the future. And the full moon's more about highlighting the shadows, things you need to heal, bringing up things. So you can be quite emotional around a full moon, and that's why. And I've noticed that naturally, Spirit will have me doing some healing around the full moon, and then as we come into the new moon, they'll have me learning more on the spiritual side, looking things up, maybe practicing more of my gifts. I might have an influx of clients, and I do more healing work with them. And yeah, it all falls in line with the moon, and you will find with your cycles as well, your menstrual cycles, ladies, that's all revolves around the moon, just like the tides. It's governs our emotions. So yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing tool to work with. So yeah, healing as well. I also wanted to mention, I haven't touched on that yet. We carry healing in our minds, so that's why we need to do this mindset work with the positive thinking and stuff. The trauma is also carried in our energy fields, and it can also be the pain that we've got in our bodies, like fibromyalgia and things. So when you really heal on this sort of level and this deeply, they're the kind of things that you can heal from, because you release that trauma. And that's why this is so much more effective than sitting in therapy for years, because you're actually getting to the trauma itself, the root of it. You're clearing the energy away from it, and you know that in turn is also healing your body and healing all those symptoms, MS, things like that. Like that's diet as well, changing your diet with MS. It's like just amazing, but that's a completely different video. So yeah, well, that's it for today's video. I hope that helps someone out there. In the next video, I am going to be doing evil eye and hexes and how that can happen, and also how we can break that and stop it from happening. I do have a class on the 21st and the 22nd, I think, of December. And this is like healing and healing for law of attraction and manifesting and things like that, and all the things that you need for your toolbox to help you make 2023 the best it can be, and really turn your life around. I also have a couple of spots open on my program. They've just become available. People finishing off. It's 3 months. We do healing in that. So what we've talked about here today, the really deep healing. We do law of attraction. So we start changing your life as well in the process. And we connect you with your purpose and your gifts. It's completely tailor-made to you. I use light language to use light activations to activate your gifts. We do the healing energy work together, and so yeah, it's a really powerful program. It covers everything that I've learned along the way and what's helped me get where I am today. And yeah, so I would love to see you on it, and be there as part of this journey. Yeah, and I wish you all the best anyway moving forward. So I will see you in the next video. Namaste.